Welcome to Turning Moments into Movements, where each week we explore simple but powerful wellbeing tips to help you live a balanced and fulfilling life. My name's Leanne Ross, your host and the founder and coach of my business, Happyluia, and I will be taking you through today's 15 minutes of insight and inspiration. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to this week's episode. This week's episode is all about new beginnings because this episode is going to be released to coincide with Hogmanay. And for those who are not Scottish, that is the 31st of December, so New Year's Eve. Hogmanay is the Scottish name for that, so fun fact there. So yes, Happy New Year everyone, or if you are super quick in listening to this and are still listening to this on the 31st when it'll be released, Happy Hogmanay. So this episode is all going to be about the 6 steps to success. And I wanted to do this episode because what I find is people seem to be coming away from New Year's resolutions, but generally speaking, people are still focusing on how they want their new year to progress, how they want it to look, and that can sometimes feel quite overwhelming. So I wanted to provide sort of 6 different prompts, tools, frameworks that you can tap into to really ensure that your 2025 is a success and really setting your stage to success, really reflecting on what you feel that this should look like moving forward. And these 6 steps that I will be going through, you don't necessarily need to go through them all. You just pick and choose the ones that feel more aligned to you. But if you do want to try and give all of them a go, then go for it. Absolutely, I'm all for that. So the first step I wanted to focus on was vision boarding. So vision boarding is a really fantastic way to capture goals that you really want to set and achieve. There are spiritual aspects connected to vision boards that you can adapt. If you are interested, make sure you check out my episode on the law of attraction. That's episode 7. But irrespective, vision boarding is a really fantastic way to goal set because it literally gives you a visual of what your dreams look like, what your aims, what your objectives, what your goals look like. And it helps to really allow the mind to believe that this is something that can come to fruition. So whether it's business plans, whether it's stuff to do with your work, your career, self-development, whatever it is, make sure you capture it in a way that's visible for you. So it could be pictures. So you can maybe Google pictures of, say, your dream car or your dream house or a job promotion that you really want. It could be writing sticky notes down on a board and saying, I really want to make this amount of money next year. I really want to focus on my physical health and this is how, I would like to do it. So there's lots of ways to do vision boards. You can do more that visual kind of photograph. You can do drawings, you can do glitter. I love adding glitter to my vision boards. You can also do sticky notes as well, but having it visual is really important and, really just having trust that this is going to work. It's going to come to fruition. One type of vision board that I've started using is using Canva. So Canva is a software, you can have the free option and it's basically a canvas online. It's really accessible, really easy to use. And you can just start to kind of create pictures on there, almost as if it's like a mood board. So yes, vision boarding would be definitely my top one in terms of really setting that stage to success around how you want your 2025 to look like, and go big. Don't break any, don't put any, I guess, limits on it. Just go with what you really want, what you really truly want to happen in 2025. I am planning on doing a workshop at some point around vision boards, because I could literally do a whole episode on it. So I would love to do a masterclass on that. So if I have organised it to coincide with this episode, I will be sure to put the details in the show notes. So make sure you check that out. If not, I will keep yourselves updated. So moving on, the second one would be to engage in smarter goals. I'm sure most of you are familiar with SMART goals. They are, a goal framework that many people use, especially businesses. So it's being specific about your goal, measurable, making sure that it is achievable, being realistic, and putting a time scale on it as well. What I really love to do is to add evaluate. So evaluating how it's going, how your goals are progressing, if there is anything that you need to kind of tweak, and then adding a review in there as well, so you can be more informed around goal setting in the future. So I would really encourage you to use this framework if you want to be a bit more strategic around goal setting and goal achieving. So using that smarter framework. In the show notes, I will put in my free PDF template that will help to break this concept down a little bit further. So make sure you check that out in the show notes. The next step is to focus on your values and intentions. Now, this is something that my coach actually had helped me to start to identify, because I was going in every week with my goals, what I wanted to achieve, what I wanted to work on. But sometimes taking a bit of a back step and reflecting on your values and your intentions can be equally as important. So how do you want to show up to the world? How do you want to show up for yourself? How do you want to show up to your family and friends, your colleagues? How do you want to feel? What values do you want to bring in throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year? Do you want to show people compassion? Do you want to show people curiosity? Do you want to show up as a confident individual? Do you want to have the intention of doing things with ease and with care and attention? Or do you want to have the intention of being really energized and, really excitable when you're, setting and achieving these goals? So whatever it looks like, just have a reflection on what that should look like. What values and intentions do you want to bring in to 2025? The next one is really reflecting on last year. So recognizing what went well, recognizing, what you would love to continue doing, what you would like to maybe do more of, goals that went well, things that you would like to really kind of pull into 2025. But similarly, what things would you like to change? What things would you like to add to? Are there things that happened this year that you aren't specifically happy with? Are there things that you would like to make different in 2025? Do you want to change your career? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to set up your own business? Do you want to, put more time and effort into relationships and allow that to flourish? Do you want to invest in yourself and engage in more self-reflection, self-development, self-growth? And having almost that kind of analytical view of this year just past can really help us to have a sense of how we want to move forward. and being really kind to yourself when you're doing this. This isn't about choosing choosing or almost writing down a list of things that went badly, because that can really increase feelings of shame and guilt. We don't want that. We want to increase signs of motivation, and we want to increase our drive around how we can make things different and make things feel more aligned to our vision for our 2025. So how to do that? So, really reflecting on that last year, and then maybe tying in it with vision boarding, maybe tying it in with your smarter goal framework. So whatever that feels, whatever you feel you need and you want to progress in, make it happen. It's never too late. It's never too late to fulfill your purpose. It's never too late to follow your dreams. It's something actually, and I'm going to go on a slight tangent here. I coach, different people from different areas, from different mindsets. And one key area that I often hear is people have maybe chosen a career or studied a degree, and they feel that ties them to that, because they've studied for 4 years, or they've worked hard in this career and they've got to where they are. And I hear so much stagnation around that, around people feeling that they have to remain in that career. And I'm telling you now, you don't. You absolutely don't. I studied for 4 years doing social work. I worked really hard for my career and got to a high up position. I left the whole thing behind because it just did not feel aligned with me anymore. And I wanted to open my own business and become a coach. So I promise you, if you are writing down goals that you almost have a bit of shame and guilt around, don't, just go for it. I promise you it will be worth it. Oh, I've got goosebumps at the thought of everyone recording like their dream life and feeling really driven. So I'm so excited to hear how everyone gets on. The last step I wanted to cover was to focus on your celebrations. Write down everything, and I mean everything. Write down everything that went well for you in 2024. And those things that maybe didn't go well, if you have gained any learning from them, write them down as well. I call them champagne moments. And some people, have this kind of conception that champagne moments have to be really big and, huge successes. Guys, I would drink champagne all the time. Champagne doesn't have to be for the massive big events. It can be for the small ones as well. So capture everything that you feel you have achieved in 2024, big or small. This is a really important step. I would really encourage you to do this because it really increases motivation towards goal setting and goal achieving. You can write, a huge list of goals that you want to achieve. You can put them into a smarter goal framework. You can do a vision board for them. You can reflect on your value and intentions around the goals that you're setting. You can do your analytics around 2024 and decide what you want to change for 2025. You can do all that. But if you don't have the motivation and the drive to succeed and to make these changes happen, unfortunately they won't. And I can't stress enough, writing down your celebrations and everything that went right, everything that you're proud of, all your celebrations, all your successes, even tying in your value bases. So writing down, what you're good at, write down like the values that you drive throughout your life. Really capturing that will absolutely increase your motivation, because when you see a huge list of things that you have already succeeded in, right in front of you, it will absolutely propel that drive, that force to really put your all into achieving these goals, because you are deserving of them. You are deserving of having the absolute best year in 2025. So to recap, the 6 steps to success for your 2025. So looking at these prompts, tools and frameworks, I would be recommending that you engage in vision boarding. You engage in a smarter goals framework. So remember to check my PDF in the show notes there. Values and intentions. So reflecting on how you kind of can bring that into your goal planning. Reflect on last year, do a bit of an intricate analysis almost around recognizing what went well and also identifying what you want to change. And then finally, listing all your champagne celebrations to really drive that motivation to effectively goal set and goal achieve for 2025. I do have a really special price for VIP coaching for January, possibly February. I'll see, I'll vibe it, see how many bookings I get. So make sure you check out the show notes for that as well. And I would really encourage you to sign up to a session exclusively with me, so you can really set that tone for 2025 and truly set your stage to success. Thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year, everyone. Wow. I swear I've not had any champagne at all. Have an amazing new year. Happy 2025, everyone. And I can't wait to speak to you in the new year. Take care. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Turning Moments into Movements. Why not check out coaching opportunities with me so you can really begin to enhance your moments into huge movements and begin to live the life you never thought possible? Details are in the show notes. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, leave a review and share this episode. Remember to also follow me on social media platforms through my handle Happyluya, where you will receive additional daily content. And finally, make sure you join us next week for more tips on how you can turn your small moments into life-changing movements.